Perfect, Jonathan. Cool, man. So very simple, just in terms of the interview, man, like just kind of going back to like when we were just chatting a little bit earlier.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll just start off though. I mean, first and foremost question is like, I guess like what made you decide to grab like Market Dash Elite for yourself, really here, you know?
Well, actually, when I first started, I thought it was going to be a little easier to understand.
Hmm.
But as I was going through it and watching the videos, like when I was mentioning watching
Hmm.
David in the beginning, I wasn't following a lot of the words.
Yeah.
So as he was talking, I was looking them up.
Hmm.
But then once I saw a glimpse of that auto TA and
Yeah.
how it did the three indicators in the
Hmm.
beginning really quick,
Hmm.
that immediately saved me hours on the weekend. Looking for a stocks, running the fire and
Hmm.
financials, and then
Hmm.
adding the whales and the trend lines.
Hmm.
That's a big help too.
Really?
And
Okay.
actually, I mean, now I've been doing this now 31 days.
Hmm.
I feel so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand this stuff a lot better. Though
Mm.
the like Elliott waves is the next thing I want to get down as close as I can because that's I
Huh.
mean, when I find them and I go look at them and I can find them, I
Yeah.
mean, it's easy to see them. You just
Yeah.
got to be able to map them out right. And I'm not exactly sure if I'm mapping them
Yeah.
out, but I think I'm mapping them close enough
Yeah.
where I can make an educated choice.
So that's a good thing that you brought that because you know how earlier you said you were having like problems trying to draw the three charts, right? Like spending
Yes.
hours, right? I
Yeah.
guess like what was like the biggest problem that you were trying to solve specifically when you were trying to do it on your own versus like now having this automated TA specifically there, you know?
Is knowing exactly where to start my trend lines, the Fibonacci, the SMAs,
Hmm.
the supply and demand. But
Hmm.
as I've seen him on the videos,
Yeah.
recently, I
Yeah.
can see when he draws them, I'm looking at those spots. So it's
Mm.
it's actual clicking to be able to see a chart, especially when he does it when he likes to go backwards. Like Alexandra likes to go right left,
Uh,
Dale likes to go left to right. But
mm.
when he does it, I can actually see him now.
Hmm.
Ford, I kept asking him, "Why are you going back so far?"
Yeah,
But
I
it
see.
makes sense. So then you can see all the
Mm.
actual trends over the months or years or
Uh,
however.
yeah. And I know like earlier when we first had our call, right? I guess like I know you mentioned saying you're in IT, you own your own business for that
Yep.
end, right? I guess like what do you like about this whole AI strategy component versus like you probably see so many out there now, like, I'm assuming after joining us, you probably have a different experience and like this is
Yes,
like
actually, I've actually experimented with some other like
uh,
AI stock stuff, just like a
mhm,
day here, a day there kind of thing.
yeah.
And actually, once since I finished all the modules,
Hmm.
it makes sense why those modules were set up like after that.
Hmm.
It's really concise as long as you understand the definitions
Yeah.
of words that he uses. Those videos are very concise and it
Mm.
really helps.
Hmm.
And I love Alexandra the way she explains stuff so layman terms, which, which is one of the issues I've had with my clients over the years. Is when I have meetings with them, they always tell me to layman it down, and I'm
Mm.
like,
Hmm.
I can't. I mean, I'm a
Yeah.
back end IT guy, so I can only explain it by saying, the routing, the
Mhm.
ASCLs, the access list, just
Mhm.
those kind of things. So, um, I've I didn't realize, or I didn't think that I would get this comfortable as fast as I have. I
Yeah,
mean, I
and
can find the stocks. I'm
uh
just finding them late.
yeah.
And
Well, I
that's
mean,
kind of
and that's crazy too, coming from someone who's like a beginner, right? You know how you said 31 days, and you, like you said earlier, you know, don't have any idea. You just know about investing. Your friends just told you about
yeah, yeah,
investing. And 31 days, now you're saying SMA, RSI, trend lines,
yeah.
Elliott waves. You're,
I understand those. And that after the first week I started on August 18th,
mm,
it's when I started physically trading with the system. I
yeah,
met with two of my other friends, and they've been trading for 10, 15 years.
yeah.
And I sat down with them and I just said, okay, so tell me how you find stocks, how you
Hmm.
do it, and
Hmm.
listening to them. And I mean, what they were saying made a sense,
Uh-huh.
but the stuff that I've learned on there, the
Hmm.
way they're doing it, they're typical day traders. They're
Hmm.
just typical day traders. They
Yeah.
don't really use a system. They use their gut feelings,
Uh-huh.
and because this system's this stock's doing this day, now
Uh-huh.
it'll do that. And I started to kind of show them some of the
Hmm.
supply and demands, and they said we don't really care about that stuff. And I was like, well, it makes a big difference now.
Yeah. And so like, actually like kind of like sharing that experience with your friends and everything like that. I guess like what's like your main takeaway from this strategy and then hearing from your friends that do day trade? Like I guess like what's the main takeaway for you, really, Jonathan?
That it was money well invested to
Mm.
get the system.
Mm. Hmm.
Because I mean, actually one of the guys I'm really good actual really good friends with, and we would
Yeah.
sit down just going through how he does it. I mean, he looks at Yahoo Finance every morning. He
Yeah.
keeps his ticker up. He just does it off an iPad. I mean, he's actually like tired, but
Yeah.
he sits there and just trade stocks 5 6 times a day,
Yeah.
just trying to make something on it. He said it once
Yeah.
he sees the price start dropping, he
Uh-huh.
sells it and then he gets into another one.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, and I was like, that's just a lot of, and I said, I don't have the time to sit there and
Hmm.
monitor the tickers when it's going up
Yeah.
pennies this one, pennies that one.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
that's kind of I mean, honestly, I feel really good about finding a stock and
Yeah.
finding the financials and the text if
Yeah.
it's a good as a match.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to find the most opportune like entry time,
Yeah.
get into the
Mhm.
position, be afforded it's already moving up, because then I'm chasing
Yeah.
the high points. I mean, I don't get in at the like
Hmm.
if I see the Elliott waves. I saw one of the waves was in stage 4, so I was
Hmm.
not going to get into it because I saw stage 2 and then stage 4 were actually like different. So
Yeah.
stage 5 was going to be a small upswing, and then
Hmm.
the ABC was just almost straight across. But then it started dropping. So I
Hmm.
made a good choice by not getting in at that actual time.
Yeah. I
But
love that,
I mean,
right?
looking at the financials and text, I was like, this is a good stock to buy. But I was
Yeah.
already past the entry point because I
Mm.
I maybe would have made 1 or 2 per percent on that,
Yeah.
but in turn I could have made 6 or 7.
Hmm. Hey, well, I
So
mean,
if
look,
I
you still made profit, right? At the end of
well,
the
yeah,
day.
I mean,
Yeah.
I still made a little
Hmm.
like profit, and I probably did maybe 22 trades in the last 30 days,
Oh my God.
and I've only sold one that I lost, but it was only like $18.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean,
Oh.
it was just dropping. I mean, it was
Hmm.
one of those like firms that were going to buy like 50 million in the
Uh,
morning shift and then 50 million in the afternoon,
yeah.
and the second one didn't actually do it. So
Uh-huh.
that stock went from like $18 down to 55 cents.
Oh my God. Good thing you got out,
Yeah,
right?
so
And you
I got out when
yeah.
it got down to 17. I got out. I was like,
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
out. I ain't taking that one. So I quit doing any of that stuff. I'm just following the system itself.
Yeah.
And I do look at the weekly like opportunities, and those seem to be just stale. They're just the same stocks week after week. Every now and then there's a
Mhm.
stock here, a stock after there.
Yeah.
And and this is a question why I don't get into those ESHA stocks
Uh-huh.
is, I mean, my wife and I, we hit $6,800 this
Mm.
week.
Yeah.
And we started with $1,000. I put 500 in mine and
Hmm.
500 in hers. She's doing more like crypto stuff.
Hmm.
I don't have no idea about crypto, so I'm staying out of that now.
Yeah.
But so if I look at Tesla and Meta and Microsoft and Apple,
Hmm.
those prices are a little bit higher. So if I only get like say 2 or 3 shares of that versus getting 50 shares of something in the $20 to $30 range,
Yeah.
and if the percentage is 5% each,
Mhm.
I'll make more on the smaller amount than I would on the bigger one. Because most of those Metas and Teslas and all
Yeah.
the big blue chips don't go up, 3 to 5%,
Yeah. Mhm.
at a time. It's they're usually less than a per cent or two. I mean, I've seen days where they've jumped up a lot, but
Yeah.
because I mean, I'm still in the mode of just strictly compounding.
Yeah. Well, I love that. And I guess like when you say compounding, what are like the three top things that you've learned from Long Wealth Capital with like Market Dash, like Elite specifically?
Um, the biggest thing is reading the indicators
Hmm.
and being able to see how they lay out. And I actually think the biggest thing is when I saw those trend lines and
Yeah.
how to do them, that was a big thing. Because then
Wow.
it showed my trend, and I got into a couple stocks that kept bouncing off the resistance zones
Hmm.
of the trend lines, and I made maybe 9 or 10 per cent. So I was like, oh, okay, so that actually works. Well,
That's
it
good.
worked on that actual
Yeah.
stock.
Yeah. That's I mean, I guess like what surprised you specifically with Long Wealth Capital or even like the automated TA exactly, Jonathan, like what really surprised you the most?
How fast it was and easy to learn it.
I love that. And
Honestly, I think because coming into this, I mean, I didn't know what SMA or SI, I didn't know any of those words. So like
yeah.
the first couple of videos, every time they were talking, I'm looking down at that sheet, looking at the like definitions and then
Uh-huh.
trying to follow them. But now I don't have to do that. I'm following it.
I love
And
that. And that
yeah.
is crazy and everything. And that's crazy from beginner in 31 days. Like now would you say like you're like intermediate level, like understanding the
Oh
concepts
yeah,
and
yeah.
uh
I can. Yeah, I mean, I've actually, my actual like nephew, he
yeah.
does stock stuff. He just plays around with it, but he
Uh-huh.
does crypto also.
Hmm.
And I showed him the auto TA and how it worked and done that. And he's like, where can I get this at? And I
Uh-huh.
explained it. He's like, well, he goes, I'm gonna have to save up some actual money, but and I was like, yeah, but I said it's a good system. It
Yeah.
really is.
Hmm. I mean, I guess like would this is something like especially knowing that you've tested the system 31 days and it sounds like to me like you've had like a very positive experience for yourself, right? Would you
Yes, yes.
recommend it to other people here, Jonathan?
Oh, I anybody I talk to that does trades, I
Hmm.
tell them about this and I
Hmm.
show it to 'em.
Oh wow, I love it. I mean, for
Yeah.
you, I guess like I know you said your nephew like you like showed him this and everything. Like, how do I get this right? I guess
Yeah.
why would you recommend it to people specifically?
Why did I recommend them to him?
No, no,
Well,
no, no, no. Why would you? Why would you recommend it to people?
because of how fast I actually learned it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just how fast and how easy it is, and you can do it at your own pace. You ain't really forced to, say you got to do like module 1 in 3 days, module 2 and 4, that kind of thing. I mean, I took my time on module 5 because I kept going back and looking at the
Yeah.
videos until I got a better understanding, and then I like
Hmm.
moved on.
Hmm. Awesome. That's great to hear and everything. I love how you said it. If it's fast and easy for you at your own pace,
Yes.
and in 31 days, that is surprising to me, especially with someone like it goes back to with no experience, Jonathan.
Oh
Like
yeah, exactly.
it's like you just graduate college from 4 years and like in 1 month, basically.
I kind of feel that way. It was I was telling my wife the other night. We sat there and I was showing her these stocks, and she just looked over at me and stopped and she goes, you actually are getting this stuff. So I mean, it was actually, I mean, it was kind of, it's nice. I mean, yeah, I mean, my wife, she used to be, she worked in the banking
Hmm.
for like 15 years, so she kind of
Yeah.
understands some of the economic things. I never did any economics. I mean, from the time I was 16, I was behind a commercial like pewter.
Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
that's what I wanted to actually do because I
Hmm.
I hung drywall with my brother for 2 weeks,
Hmm.
and that's what told me I got to do something easier than hanging drywall.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, I think the system is well put together.
Hmm.
I like the modules. I like the being able to contact and do the one-on-ones, and you have the weekly sessions. I keep missing the Wednesdays for some reason. I thought I had it listed in my
Yeah.
calendar, but
Mhm.
it's not there. But I get the Monday mornings, I get
Mhm.
the Thursdays, and then I do the one-on-ones whenever I kind of want to go over the LA
Yeah.
waves. And it's like Alexandra said, well, maybe you ought to talk with Astro Dale. And I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I know he's kind of busy with
Mhm. Yeah.
everything he's doing. So I said,
Yeah.
so let's see how much you can help me
Yeah.
get through, and then I can always ask questions.
Yeah. And I guess like when you brought that up, like being Daryl, having Daryl as well, I guess like what are your thoughts on Daryl specifically? You know, after you've learned the modules 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and everything, like what are your thoughts about Daryl himself there, Jonathan?
Actually, when I first talked to him,
Hmm.
the way he presents himself and how he speaks, I was very impressed. I mean, that's the reason I bought the system.
Mm.
Is it because the way that he spoke, how he spoke about it, and I mean, and even after talking with SU
Yeah.
first Astro time,
Yeah.
I mean, I like the way you guys work really well two Astro together. You have a good Astro mix,
Mm.
and I mean, it's really good. I mean, it's. I mean, I'm sitting there thinking, it's like 32 days ago, I had no idea about this stuff. Now it was like one of my wife made a comment this morning. She goes, maybe you're finding a new Astro path.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure, right? Right. Instead of
Really.
being in IT now, right? This could be your full-time thing now, right here, right?
Um,
With AI and trading right here.
Honestly, I would love for that to happen. I mean, that's
Hmm.
kind of my Astro like target.
Hmm.
I've got another guy starting with the company No Astro November 1st,
Yeah.
and he's going to take over one of my bigger clients that
Oh.
unfortunately it's
Hmm.
30% of my business
Yeah.
right now.
Uh-huh.
So he's going to take that over, which is going to give me more time to do sales some meetings. But
Hmm.
I'm actually going to spend more time on this than I do on the sales thing.
Oh
'Cause,
my God,
I mean,
Jonathan.
honestly, the company itself, I mean, I think I talked to you in the beginning and I was
Yeah.
telling you why I was getting into it. And I was
Yeah.
the last 3 to 4 years, I mean, we were doing 15 to 20% gross
Yeah.
sales more
Yeah.
each year.
Yeah.
And I think when I talked to you, we were like maybe 5 or 6% down. Well,
Yeah.
we're 15%
Hmm.
down now.
Hmm.
So in just a month and a half,
Hmm.
we've lost another 10% in sales, and it's because of the AI. A
Yeah.
lot of these
Uh-huh.
clients are like I've got two clients that have AI coders in
Yeah.
there, and they're writing all these processes, which were
Hmm.
things that I used
Hmm.
to do on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
So now I'm not actually doing those
Yeah.
anymore. So
Hmm.
this
And now
is kind of this is my
this
like future.
yeah,
Is
this is like, dude, I'm like really so happy for you. Like the crazy part, it goes back to like I said, the 31 days, you talking to your wife about this, and now she's saying, hey, this could be your new venture here moving forward
uh,
now. And I'm excited for you what Q4 is going to take you to the next level in trading in general here, Jonathan. You know, like I'm really
and
happy for you. You know, just hearing your story, a second time talking to you in person, like not in person, but I guess second time having this conversation with you.
yeah.
My God, Jonathan, I'm so happy for you, man. You know, it's
I'm
crazy.
I'm pretty satisfied where I am now,
Hmm.
but it's like every time I learn an like indicator, I
Hmm.
want to get it down. And
Hmm.
I know when Dale was saying about when I first watched the Elliott waves, he was saying,
Yeah.
it takes years to master this.
Yeah.
And when I hear that kind of stuff, it's a drive to get it down sooner. But
Yeah.
I know the Elliott waves is a difficult thing because you got to know
Yeah.
exactly how to draw them out and where to put them and be able to see
Yeah.
them.
Hmm.
But I understand the concept,
Yeah.
and if I understand the basic principle to be
Yeah.
able to apply it and see a
Hmm.
stock, and
Yeah.
especially with the trend lines, the Fibonacci, I mean, you can just find a stock that is ideal. Like
Yeah.
I did the one with AMAT 2 extra weeks ago. I think that was the one that I did the Fibonacci and
Uh-huh.
and my first Elliott waves, and I posted that to Asher
Hmm.
Dale,
Yeah.
and he went over it in one of the videos, and he kept saying, he said, this stock right here is a good find. And
Mm.
that made me feel better because
Hmm.
I looked at the financials, looked at the text, ran everything, and I even told him where I was planning on buying in. And he
Yeah.
suggested I can buy in a little bit higher so I can have a little bit of a range.
Yeah.
Because he looks at all the trend lines. I only
Yeah.
look at the short and the medium. The
Hmm.
long one gets so big that I can't see the resistance. With
Mm. I
cost
see.
and stuff. I mean, as easy as I do on the 50
Hmm.
days thing. So
Got it. Yeah, I mean, I guess to end it off, really, like if someone that's very skeptical about AI, right, and now you're experiencing on the other side here, like what would you say about anyone that wanted to try Market Dash Elite with their AI, automated tools, or even Long Wealth Capital here, Jonathan? What would you, tell them exactly if they were skeptical about AI?
do it. It works. I'm proof. I mean, I could show them. It's like this is how it works. I mean, the biggest thing it does is it saves time. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a big time saver. You can pull it up and quickly see it.
Mhm.
Like if I pull up a stock and I have all the whale trades and I draw or I do the trend lines, and if I see a lot of red whales in the
Mhm.
last 3 or 4 days, I just stop and I move on to another stock.
That's good. And especially if it saves you time there, Jonathan.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing that I was struggling with in the BS beginning because I think the first 2 weekends, I mean, I spent probably 6 hours on Saturday looking for stocks
Mm.
for Monday, and I never found one that fit all the criteria that I was looking for.
I see, I
But
see.
I did find a little trick, and I'm sure other people are doing it too.
Hmm.
Is I can use Perplexity or Chat GPT. I like Perplexity better
Yeah.
because it gives me more actual detail.
Hmm.
I asked the AI, show me a Nasdaq stock or S&P or Dow
Yeah.
Jones. So I'm deferring because I understand the difference in those
Yeah.
stocks now.
Yeah.
Like the other day when the the Nasdaq was
Hmm.
going nuts, a lot of the top 10 movers that day were
Yeah.
Nasdaq stocks.
Hmm.
So that was something new I figured out. So
Mm.
now I just start asking the AIs just
Hmm.
for those actual so what are those called? Firms or like indexes.
Yeah.
I'll ask them for an index on like undervalued businesses that are under 25% or
Yeah.
25% is the minimum, and it has that like RSI 30 to 40. So
Hmm.
I'm typing in the criteria I'm looking for, and it'll give me examples, and then I go run the finds and the text on. But some of them are not exactly there, but they're
Yeah.
also low. So I just add them to a watch list.
Oh my God. I love that, man. Saving to you time and making everything a lot faster for you. I love that,
Because I'm
Jonathan.
just trying to get in at the right time or
Uh-huh. Yeah.
at a better time than
Yeah.
on the up trends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, give yourself some credit, right? It's 31 days in, right, Jonathan?
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, because by the time you're, 60 days in, 90 ins, you'll definitely get it in time at that point. A lot faster than 4 years, right? If you were to go to college and kind
Well,
of
yeah,
restart those
yeah,
kind of thing,
yeah.
right?
I couldn't have done that. Not at my age.
Yeah.
Not us now.
Definitely. Well, I mean, thank you for your time, Jonathan. Anything you want to leave off with here before we end here, and for your time to just being on this interview, just to share your experience of using Market Dash Elite here as well, too, Jonathan. Mhm.
I don't remember exactly how I found Market Dash.
Mhm.
Um, but when I read about it, it made a lot of sense.
Mhm.
The cost in the beginning actually was kind of pushing me away.
Yeah.
But the one thing that Dale told me that changed the entire thing is he goes, why would you pay with your own money to buy a system when you can use other people's money to buy a system that you're
Mhm.
going to recoup it? I
Mhm.
mean, I'm more than halfway to
Yeah. Yeah.
where I've spent. I mean, I'm not, I haven't made those big things.
Yeah.
Um, and one of the things that I'm teaching, I'm still trying to get down.
Mhm.
And Dale kind of jumped on me last lesson, yesterday for
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
doing it. Um, I'm evaluating why I missed a stock.
Mm. Mhm.
And Dale said, "You're looking at history. You want to find." He goes, look for the undervalued, and then run your checks and finds and get in on after those.
Hmm.
You know, if you like last week, OCTO went ballistic because of firms. It went from like
Mm.
$1.50 to $83
Oh
in
my
one
God.
day.
Uh-huh.
I had 1,000 available. I almost dropped it on, but when I looked at the fines and the text,
Hmm.
it wasn't even close. So that told me there was a hedge fund or somebody trying to just
Yeah.
manipulate their price and not doing it through the dark pool.
Yeah.
So I didn't get into that. But then when I went and looked, I'm like, man, I just lost $8,000. You know, what I mean,
Yeah.
because I didn't get into it.
Hmm.
But there's a well, I mean, I did see in that QMM,
Hmm.
that QMMM did one of those things one day. It went up like 11,000%. It was ridiculous. And
Yeah.
it's like when I see that, I'm starting to understand that some of these hedge funds and these firms that are doing that, they're just
Yeah.
manipulating the market
Yeah.
stock price.
Yeah. It literally is. That's why you want to find the undervalued sometimes. Like, yes, you can, you would have made 8,000 or 11,000, but there's always risk in these stocks that
Yeah,
manipulate you,
exactly. Yeah.
so yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. I'm not, I'm trying not to go back and look, but I'm
Hmm.
still
Hmm.
like interested in why. But
Yeah.
if I see it's just a hedge fund, well, like the volume's like 20,000
Yeah.
average, and then there's a like 10 a million volume change in one
Mm.
a day, then I just stay away from them. I
Yeah.
don't even continue
Yeah.
to
Wow.
actually look at them. But
Just be
um,
interested in them. That's all I got to say, and just keep your hands afloat and
yeah.
stick to the system. Like
Oh
you said, you're
yeah, I'm not
almost
doing those anymore. I'm just trying to learn this
yeah,
more.
yeah. Well, you're halfway there, like even just 1 month in here, Jonathan. So
Yeah,
like
I mean,
now,
I do feel good about that as a piece. So
yeah, I'm excited, man. We still got more ways to go, and I'm excited for you. And hopefully, we get to see you at the next live event and attend there, Jonathan.
I'm gonna plan on actually coming as long as the schedule works out.